You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm going to break it down for you today on exactly why Victor Newman did Sally Spectra so dirty. His nefarious plot has been revealed on Y&R. I'm going to share it with you right now. So recall on Young and the Restless last week, Victor Newman pulled a very dirty trick on Sally Spectra. In fact, it seems he was lying to her from the get-go about his plans. And it wasn't just that Victor made her a job offer. Let's be clear. It's that he made her an enticing job offer contingent on her walking away from her other really good gig with Chancellor Winters that was kicking off her and Chloe's new design company. And now we know for certain why Victor did her so dirty, and man, is he off the deep end with the games he is playing with his children. We are going to dig into this and break it all down for you, but if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates, and listen close because I want to hear your comments when we're done. I read them all and I appreciate them. All right, digging in. So just to refresh you, when Victor Newman, the Great, came and told Sally they were opening a design division at Newman, he told her he wanted her to create it and run it. It sounded way too good to be true. Adam and Nick both warned her not to listen to the Mustache. Chloe also said, do not listen to that man, and she even walked away from the deal because she knows better than to get involved with Victor Newman. And then Victor went even further and said that Sally would have to be exclusive to Newman, so she had to quit the engagement with CW to redesign their corporate offices, and she would have to work in an office at Newman Tower. And it was a detailed enough offer to make it plausible enough to get Sally to buy it, but you know, given all the things that Newman is into, a design division? Okay. Poor Sally was so desperate for Nick and Adam's daddy to approve of her that she agreed to it. She bought his BS hook, line, and sinker. Neither her boyfriend nor her ex-boyfriend wanted her to accept the offer, but she ignored Adam and Nick, even though they've got decades of experience with their dad's douchey moves. She didn't believe it. Instead, Sally cut all the ties with Chancellor Winters. She let Chloe walk away. And then she showed up and it's like, okay, I'm ready. And then Victor Newman crapped all over her. He said he wouldn't be starting a design division now or ever. And then he blamed it on Adam. So why did Victor Newman do this awful thing? Well, on the Tuesday Y&R episode, you're going to see exactly why he did this heinous deed. It wasn't about Sally Spectra, not really, not in the end. It was about Adam and Nick and controlling his kids. He knew that offering this to Sally, dangling it, and crushing her would royally tick off both of his sons over him dissing Sally, and that would unite the brothers, so he hoped. And that's what Victor wants. He truly wants Adam in the thick of the family with the other Newmans. But Adam has this tendency to get sullen and go off on his own and start plotting and scheming. But if Nick and Adam are allied against a common foe, Victor, then they may keep working together, and Victor doesn't mind them coming at him with their outrage as long as it keeps Adam close, keeps Nick close to Adam, and keeps them both under his control, even though they don't realize what he's doing. So confirmed Y&R spoilers for Tuesday the 22nd have Adam and Nick storming over to the ranch to confront Daddy Victor. But Victor is going to play innocent. He's going to claim it was nothing but a business decision. And then he's going to skip past that, talk to them about how hard he tried to bring them together as brothers and bring Adam closer to the family. That's a red flag about his ultimate plot and why he's pulling all of this garbage. So interestingly, Adam is completely irate, and he says Victor took things too far and reminds him that Sally just lost her baby. Meanwhile, Sally's boyfriend is sitting next to Adam on the sofa and he is just mute, nodding, doing his usual kowtowing to daddy, while Adam is the one taking on the brunt of the accusations and trying to defend her. So when the boys first walk in, when Nick and Adam first walk into the ranch, Nick was chiming in, but it was in the vein of, I'm trying to understand what you did to Sally, Dad. It wasn't, I'm furious at what you did. It's like, I'm trying to understand it. Nick is always the wuss when it comes down to it where Victor is concerned. Meanwhile, Adam was full of accusations and ire in full defense of the woman that he clearly still loves. After that initial point where Nick kind of mealy mouth spoke up, not like I think he should be in defense of the woman who he claims to love, he just kind of sat there and he's just nodding his head while Adam does battle with Victor, which ultimately accomplished nothing. But what it accomplished was to let me know that only one of those two brothers sitting on that sofa really gives a damn about Sally Spectra. That's my takeaway from this conversation. Once you guys see it, let me know what you think. So later, Nick and Adam meet up with Sharon over at Crimson Lights, and Nick tried to blame everything on Adam. Everything. And Adam actually said, you're right, I was too focused on Newman Media. He doesn't try to sidestep it. He's like, I'm going to be better, which he's told them he'd be better before. But then his dad keeps pulling crap, right? And after the boys exited the ranch, Victor turned around to assure Nikki that this is all part of his master plan. You heard it right. You're going to hear it on Tuesday out of Victor's mouth. He was screwing around with Sally, making her this offer to intentionally do her dirty, to provoke Adam and Nick, to try and align them against him, to bring them closer, because he's doing this in phases. It's like, oh, if he can get Adam and Nick closer together and then have them working closer together and then maybe they'll forgive him later, he's working this whole big plan. So Sally Spectra, bottom line, is collateral damage to Victor. That's the nefarious reason that he did this. But he didn't have to make her unemployed in the process. He could have simply made her an offer and then backtracked without pushing her to sever ties on her gig at Chancellor Winters. It was just oh so extra and oh so cruel and unnecessary, especially because she's grieving the loss of his grandchild. To be fair, this is not the worst thing that Victor Newman has ever done. It's heinous, it's despicable, it's low, not nearly the worst thing that Victor's ever done. So now Nick's going to keep blaming things on Adam while I'm certain, trying to take credit for confronting Victor when he talks to Sally. He's going to do that on Tuesday. He's going to try that a little bit. And then he also says he's tired of being the peacemaker. And yet he continues to do it, just sitting there mutely nodding his head while Adam fights the battle on behalf of Sally. I agree. He was trying to be a peacemaker and he isn't standing up for anyone, but that's what Nick does. He gets all puffy. One of the commenters here commented, they literally made me laugh. I spit my coffee. Was talking about how Nick always flares his nostrils when he's being indignant. So yeah, he flares those at Adam, but for everybody else, they get the normal nostril action. So pretty funny. And Sharon actually now agrees with Adam that Victor's up to no good and that they could all pay if he starts playing games with them too. She also does not trust the mustache. Meanwhile, Nick is operating with blinders on and thinks it's all Adam's fault. But would Victor do Sharon dirty too, so that she's also collateral damage in his game? Absolutely he would. He's done worse to her. He hired Mariah to come to town to gaslight Sharon, pretending to be her dead twin sister. Remember? Victor's done worse things to Sharon, really, than he just did to Sally. So Victor is now planning to also hold Nate over Adam's head like a guillotine, making it clear that he will put Nate in his place if Adam oversteps. This is all just another of Victor's twisted games. He is not a family man like he thinks he is. He is a man who wants to control his family, no matter the cost. That's how I see Victor Newman. All right, I've got one more thing to say to you guys, but if you haven't already, please reach down, click like so you don't miss any of Click like if you enjoyed this video. Click subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of our Y&R videos. And definitely drop your comments on what you think about what Victor has done to Sally and about his endgame. So what do you guys think? Did Victor ever really consider starting a design division at Newman, or was he lying about it all from the start as part of another one of his stinking rotten plans? I think he did, but what do you guys think? Let us know. Hey, this is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I appreciate you listening and watching. Definitely drop your comments. I read them all. Come back soon for more on Y&R.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.